Anyway, first, I did a column based on our startling leak we got on Friday of Department of Homeland Security assessment of the threat posed to the United States by those who believe in the Second Amendment and oppose gun control, by those who believe in legal immigration and oppose illegal immigration and the open border, for example. And those people called out by description in this assessment are to be watched. Scrutinized is the word they use in the assessment, by all local, state, and tribal counterterrorism and law enforcement agencies. So it says in an official Department of Homeland Security assessment, and sent to every state and local and tribal counterterrorism and law enforcement agency, one of which leaked it to me. So Friday, we had that discussion, put it on the web, on my website at rogerhitchcock.com, and I still got email, even though it says right in the center of the homepage there, under the Tea Party tab, it says HSA for Homeland Security. It's actually Department of Homeland Security, but we had HSA. Right-wing report. Right-wing report. Right? If you click that, you get the entire report. How many emails did we get today from people saying I couldn't find it? This is like an intelligence test, and they failed.
30, 40.
30 to 40. I couldn't believe it. So if you're one of those people, we will not call out your name this time. The next time you send me a dumb email, we're going to call out your name. I learned this in Sister Mary Joseph's third grade class. So that's what we're going to do. Unbelievable. So again, for everybody who would like to read this report, it's at I'm going slow now for all of you. It's at some of you may have just graduated from public school and need this kind of treatment. At the homepage at rogerhitchcock.com, right in the center, there are 3 tabs. One of them is Tea Parties. Hit the Tea Party tab. I know it gets complicated here. And you hit the Tea Party tab, up comes HSA-Right-Wing Report. Click there and you'll find the entire report. Give it a minute to load. I had one guy actually email and said, I couldn't find anything, it's just a blank piece, blank. If you give it a minute to load, it will load. It takes a second, 2, 3, take a deep breath, cleansing breath, and there it is. So there we are. Now, the reason I'm re-emphasizing this today is that all hell is broken loose, of course. The Department of Homeland Security does not like the idea of having their internal documents disseminated by the press. What they would rather have me talk about is the schedule of the Director of Homeland Security that they mail me every day, talking about her appearances and where she'll be, Secretary Napolitano, where she'll be and what she'll be discussing with the concerned communities around our country, and that's what I'm supposed to parrot. Now, that's the job of the mainstream press. That's what they do. What I do is find out what they're actually doing to take away your freedom, which is to label you, if you have conservative political views, if you believe in the Constitution, Second Amendment, for example, in particular, to label you an extremist, a right-wing extremist bearing watching by the federal government. So I did a column on this and linked to the website at worldnetdaily.com today, and we'll have that column also up on the site as well. Big Brother is definitely watching you because you disagree with the president. And you disagree with the president because you're a racist. This historical, not historic, mind you, which would be the proper grammar, but the historical election of Barack Obama, reading from the report here, the historical election of Barack Obama makes, of course, you, if you disagree with him, a racist. This is the most frightening thing I've been following government documents for some time now in my life. This is the most frightening one I have ever read by far. In fact, one elderly person emailed me saying, I was a child in the Third Reich in Nazi Germany. This is what they did. They called out people that disagreed for the government to oppress them, and the rest of the people ran and hid because they didn't want to be called out. Oh, and they weren't called out, so that's no problem. I don't want to raise my hand and object to this because I'll be called out the next. And so it went. A highly cultured society in Germany was thoroughly mau-mau'd, let me use an expression, thoroughly intimidated, thoroughly cowed by this very same tactic, divide and conquer, marginalize one group after another. It is amazing. Now, someone, let's see, this is Elizabeth, says, when I tried to forward your Homeland Security document, I received this. U, reporting notice, capital U. DHS encourages recipients of this document to report information concerning suspicious or criminal activity to DHS and FBI. And it gives phone numbers and websites. Wow. So obviously, if you have read my document, they're now going to urge you to phone in and finger people who, believe in the Second Amendment or want to control the border, etc. Wow. All right, so now, as I said, all hell's breaking loose.